Hey everyone, it's Sue here and welcome to my YouTube channel. I started this last night. What it is it's a tag. It's a tag that you would get on like a shirt or a pair of pants. You can see the hole right there. I like to save these when they are like good quality tags. So what I mean when I say that, there's either something like amazing on the tag or it's just nice and thick and heavy, and like how cute is this? This is like adorable. So this is the front that I've done so far. I'm not done. And you can see I'm not done with the rest of it either. And I figure, well, let me come on and do it with you. So far on the cover of it, I did a little bit of collaging, and you can see back there, you can see the tissue paper that I used. Then I put some Dina Wakley paint in lemon and sky on it just with my fingers. And I also put paint on the inside and on the back. And when I was doing my collaging, I had these two little pieces of trim in my little box of collage stuff, and I had put it on here. And after I had put the paint and everything on there, and I put this little quote right here, I'm like, oh my gosh, as I looked at these, I'm like, those look like vases. So I outlined them, and now we're going to put the flowers on and work in the middle and the end and see what we come up with. So let me zoom in a tad here so it's easier for you to see. All right, I'm going to pull in. I'm probably going to make my camera shake because it's being held up with elastic bands. I still can't find the a good tripod for my phone. So what I want to do is I want to add some flowers, some petals onto these little stems right here. So I took a little bit of the Dina Wakley white gesso, and I'm pulling out the Dina Wakley lapis color, which is a dark blue, and I'm just going to give a little mix right here of these two products, and let's get that mixed up. Hopefully it's as dark as I'm hoping for. If not, I'll add a little bit more paint. You know what? I want it a little bit darker than that, so I'm going to add a little bit more. And let's see. And the reason I'm doing this is, like, the paint itself is really quite thick. I actually probably could have just done it with the paint, but I didn't realize it was as thick as it is. So anyway, this is what I have. And I'm going to use the end of my brush to just, and I don't know if this is going to be small enough. I wonder if I have one that's even smaller. This might be too big. You know what? I'm going to do it a little bit different. I'm just going to put some dots to make each flower. Easy. Super easy. And fun. And one more. And in the middle. And if they're not big enough, like if the dots, because they come out different sizes depending on how much paint you have on your paintbrush. All right, I'm going to do the same thing over here. And all I'm doing is kind of making like a little circle with the dots and then one in the middle. And they're not even, they are different sizes. And that's fine, right? It just adds a little fun. I mean, this is not a Picasso, people. Right? It's like, let's just have a little bit of fun. All right, now what I could do with this is go ahead and add a little bit of white, which would make that blue pop. I don't know. I know it would look nice, but I don't know if it's necessary. I think that kind of looks cute the way it is. So I'm going to go ahead and dry that. And then we're going to work on the middle. I do want to get my tag and put the rest of this leftover paint onto a tag that I know I'll use for another reason at some point in time. And I do have to dry this because we're going to be working in the middle. I don't want this to smear, so I do want to take the time to actually dry it pretty well. I wonder what I did with my tag. I had a tag I was putting like leftover paints on. Oh, I found it. And I'll just go ahead and continue. In fact, yesterday I ordered a whole bunch of tags because this is my last number 8 tag. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's like scary to me. It's my last one. So I ordered a few different kinds, and I like to work on tags. It's one of my all-time favorite substrates to work on, for sure. Look at that. That's just leftovers. That is just leftover. So that's going to make a start of a really fun tag. So I'm just going to put that to the side. And we're going to go ahead and actually wipe the rest of this up. I just need to get it off of here so that I can work. And I don't know if you hear my bird. He's making such an odd noise. He's funny. All right. So here we go. So that's going to be the little cover, so to speak, of this little tag that we're working on. You know, and I started this without any plans whatsoever. I do have my little bin of pieces that I like to use for collaging. I have decoupage from Americana, and I'm just going to pull out my my brush that I like to use. You know, in here I just have little bits and pieces. I do have like things like little tags or, you know, tissue paper, little bits and pieces. Oh, that actually is a good color. Sorry. For this particular, the best, that also actually matches. You see that? Interesting. I'll keep those out just to, oh, well, this would be cute too. Look at this. So the front of this says hello there, and in this middle it can be friends. You know what? I like that. So I think that's what I'm going to use in the middle. So let's see what else is in here. Let's see. And these are just little, like, most people would probably throw all of this like stuff in the garbage. Like, look at the little pieces I save. But I like using this stuff on here. It's like perfect, because you don't want to like pull out like a big new piece of something. You just want little bits. And it's good because you can get, you know, a nice assortment of color, and otherwise it would just be garbage. So I'm just going to go ahead and start adding stuff on here. So let's see what we have. I don't know. I do not know. I'm just going to add. And I put a little bit of the decoupage down first and then more over it, as always. So like this to me is even like too big for this, right? So I'm going to tear it down even more. And I'm going to work on both sides of this as though it's one page, because I do want it to, you know, look like it belongs together, right? So when the person opens it, because I have an idea who I'm going to even give this to. So like, so if I put friends down here, I can write a little note up on top to that person. Let's see, I do like this as well. I'm going to take just this piece of it though. Oops. It's one thing about, you know, doing this kind of thing. You do get very sticky. You get very sticky. Everything sticks to you. All right, I like that so far. Let's see what else I pulled out here. See, this is cool too. It has some awesome, I'm thinking, some awesome metallic gold paint on it. And when I collage, I definitely, the goal for me is to overlap where I can. I don't want each piece looking like it's on its own. Unless it's the focal piece, then it should look like, you know, it's on its own and it's standing out. I also do like to make things as uniform as possible. But you know what? I'm kind of liking the bottom of this the way it is. I do like seeing that paint through there. I'm just trying to think what I want to do here. So you can decide how much you want to cover, how much you want to leave. So I definitely do want to see some of that blue and yellow paint because you can see it on the front. All right, let me think. I pulled this out as well, but I think that's too much. I pulled this. Let's see, if I had a really little piece, I think it would look good right there. And the bottom of this is already wet, so that's why I'm not wetting the bottom, the actual tag itself. I do think I want to add a piece of this up here now. Yeah, I like that. I think that is the last of collaging I'm going to do on the inside of this. I like that. You know what? You're going to get to know where to stop. I mean, you'll learn that. And what it is you're going to stop when you say, oh, that looks good. Then you stop. Now, when I say stop, mind you, there's going to be more layers on this, but as far as collaging, I'm happy with that. Just want to go ahead and dry that up a bit. I'm going to put a little bit more of the blue and yellow paint on here as well. I think I'm going to pull in a little, maybe just a little bit more pink. I don't know. I do want to put this on here, and I do want to have some pink on there, so I have to figure out exactly, you know what I'm going to do here. Let's see. Let me move my decoupage to the side. Here, let me do this where you can see. So I'm just putting a little bit on my glass mat. And just a tad. Just a tad. Oh, I really, really, really like this very, very much. Let's tone it down just a little bit. Because again, the collage is not the focal point of this. So what I'm looking at right now is I'm looking at the yellow and blue in the background, and that's where I'm going to put more yellow and blue on the top without totally covering the pieces I just put on there. All right, I'm gonna wipe my finger off because I want to get that yellow off of there. And I'm just gonna take my blue now and do the same thing. So you can see that there was blue underneath there. Whoops. There's a little blue up there. There's some blue over here, but again, I don't want to go over that pink if I don't have to. So something like that. Something like that works really well. So to me now, this bottom part is done. Oh, I can hear it. Sorry. That is allergies. Oh my gosh. I apologize. That's what happens, you know, when you have allergies. It's like no warning sometimes. It just happens. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Forgive me. And let's just put some up here. I think I was saying something. Now I totally forget what I was saying. All right, I like that. That works. I'm so sorry. I thought I could make it through a video without doing that. One of these days. One of these days. All right, now I'm ready to put this down here. And because it's pink, I want to make sure I leave that pink there to where I can see it. So I can get this down on here different ways. I'm definitely going to be cutting the end off. But I think I want it something like that where sorry again, where I can cut both ends a little bit. Now I can use my tiny attacher. I can use a glue stick. I can use matte medium. I can use this decoupage. I can do any of the above. I think I'm going to go with my tiny attacher. So I just need to make sure it's where I want it to be, which would be right there. I want to make sure it's straight as well, which is a little hard to do. Sorry. Yeah, it's hard to do when you have pieces underneath it that are not necessarily straight. But that is that, and now I can go ahead and cut off the two ends. Good. All right. I like that. That looks good. I like that very much. I'm thinking about just leaving it as is. I think that will be the inside. And now let's work on the end. So how should it be? Should it be like that? Should it be like that? Well, I guess it should be, or should it be like that? I guess it should be like that. That's how a card would be. If you bought a card from the store, it would be like that. So that's what I'm going to do. All right. So let's add a little bit here. And I kept the same pieces that I used from the inside. And we're just going to continue. Just so, again, so that it all is uniform and makes sense. And not that you have to. If I wanted, you know, each of these different pages to be, to have a different look, I could do that. Oh, my bird, he's hysterical. All right, so I like that. And now I think I'll add a little bit of this. I also, one thing that I look for on a page is not to have only horizontal, but to have vertical, so to have pieces go in both directions. I also like to add circular pieces to my pages, but I don't think I have anything circular for this, but I think this will be good enough. I like it. I do kind of feel like I need just a little something in the middle there. Let's see if I can find something that will look good there in my little stash of goodies here. Let's see. You know what? I have this little piece of tissue paper. I think I'll tear this up. And I'm going to put that right there. And because it has a straight edge to it, I'm going to try to get that, oops, all the way to the top there. Wow, that fit exactly perfectly. Wow, I don't have to cut anything on that. That's amazing. All right, so that I like. And I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna come in with some blue and yellow paint. And I probably will not put anything else on the back of this. Like on the inside and the upper part, I will write a little something, and of course the bottom has the word friends. I like the front. It says hello there. That's perfect. Maybe, you know, I'll put my initials and the date on the back here, like I do pretty much on everything that I work on. All right. So I'm going to do the same thing where there was a color paint. I'm going to take that paint and go over it ever so lightly, so you can still see the underneath on there. All right, that's good for the blue. And I'm putting very little on, which I'm sure you can tell. I just want those colors to pop again, and the pieces that I put on there, it pushes them to the background. All right. I actually think I want a little bit more blue on here. Whoops, my finger was wet. Oops, that wasn't good. Let me bring a little bit more blue in here. Too yellow for me, too yellow. Sorry about the coughing. Oh my gosh, I apologize. All right, I like that. I like that a lot. That works. Nice and easy. All right, so that is the end of this particular tag. And again, it's a tag from a piece of clothing. And let me stand up here and show you. So this is the front with the little vases. On here, I'm going to write a little something here and leave that probably just as is. And then the back is really just going to stay just like that, except I'll put my initials and the date here. And I know who I'm giving this to, but I'm not going to say. Okay, so that is that. So I hope you enjoyed. It was fun. Sorry for the coughing. It was fun. Alrighty, bye-bye.